Hey, happy summer almost, you guys. We're a couple days from summer, but I wanted to post because when I sent out my form, so many of you were like, well, we're supposed to read over summer. How much? Why? What? What does that look like? So I have always been told 15 to 20 minutes a day. So I thought, this one's going to do research and see, is that really true? What does that really mean? So I went and I looked it up. And absolutely, 15 to 20 minutes. The magic number is 20. If you can read 20 minutes a day, and we're talking a book, I'm not talking about scrolling on Instagram and scrolling through other things, because that's a different kind of reading. I need you to do the reading where you're thinking about something and maybe something's changing. Maybe you have a character you're following. So anyway, so what does that look like? So why first? Okay, so 20 minutes a day. Here's some statistics for you. That means if you read 20 minutes a day, you will be exposed to 1.8 million words over this summer. 1.8 million words. Isn't that crazy? All right, let's say you only find 5 minutes a day. That means that number now it's only 282,000. And if you only read, say, a minute a day, we're looking at like 8,000 words. So it's huge, huge. All that word exposure makes a huge difference. You've heard me say readers are leaders. People, I've got it up in my room, tomorrow reader, tomorrow leader. You know, I've got all those things showing around, and it's really true. So something, I don't care if you're reading a, nonfiction book, because maybe you really like to learn about animals or space things or anime. I don't care if it's a graphic novel, because that's a story. I would love to see you read stories, just because I think reading stories is such a great life skill. It's a great way to escape from your world and be in someone else's world. It's the thing I always liked. Pick a book and read, and I would like pick a character that I really liked and become that character in the book as I'm reading. And it took me to places I hadn't been and did things I hadn't done, and I just absolutely loved it. I loved mysteries. I used to read the Nancy Drew mysteries. There's all kind of mystery books that are good and out there to read. Fantasy. Oh my gosh. I love Percy Jackson. What is it? Gregor the Overlander. Loved those books. And then I also loved Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Those are awesome. Books to read too. So, there's lots of manga out there that you can read. There's so many things to pick from. Find it. It's such a great life skill, you guys, to learn to do. Do it right before bed. You're getting ready for bed. You got to go to sleep. Get your book out and read for 20 minutes. That'll help settle your mind, help you get a good night's sleep, and just be a great thing throughout your life to do. That's what I do. I have a pile of books, and I'll show you that. Right now I'm in my room, as you know, but I wanted to get this out. Here's another statistic. Okay, let me share this with you. So, although we have to do all this testing all the time, you know how I feel about testing. I really don't like all the testing we have to do. There is, good information we can get from it, but it's not always the great, right? So what does that mean, though, if you're reading? We know, and I know this as a teacher, I know this, and then I checked it on my research. This is the difference, scoring on the test, okay? Being in the higher level, meaning you're proficient and above, you need to be reading 20 minutes a day. If you're only reading like 5 minutes a day, you're going to score in the less than 50 percentile. And if you're not reading at all, then you're in that lower percentile. So I would guess that most of you aren't reading, although I've noticed some of you starting to pick up those books and starting to read. So that makes me very, very excited. So here's a couple things. You need to get your summer library pass so that you can go to the library and pick out books. If you haven't done that yet, go see Miss Carpenter and she will show you how to do it. The library's right there at Willie Street. I'm going to go there I don't know if I'll make it before school's out, but I want to go over there and just kind of show you some of the areas to look at. Because the other thing is, it's really important that you pick out a book when you're reading it that you can actually read. So you're going to look at books that you're like, oh, really, this is what I got to read? Yeah, right now it's kind of where you got to read. So that's important, and I'll talk about that and show you how to pick a book. But you don't want to pick one that you're reading, you don't know what it is. I believe when kids say to me, and I would say this is true, when kids say, oh, I don't like reading, it's because the book's too hard and they haven't found a good subject or something that interests them. So pick something that you can read. All right, so hopefully this one's going to post as a video. All right, I got to do over somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes. So sorry, you had to listen to me for 5 minutes, 42 seconds. But like this and tell me what are some things that you might look at about reading in the comments.